Hey, welcome to Oldsmobile 455. It's like January 22nd, 2022. Probably been months since we even looked or met each other and worked on this car. And he had lost all the film that we had recorded. The last time we were here, we were cleaning up all these front end pieces so that we can get them out of the way and continue cleaning out this whole inside and prime it and seam seal it so that we can get the firewall done and all this stuff. So this is the front core support, and the primer turned out pretty good on this thing because there really wasn't any damage to it. And when we started this, I thought 1 year and we should have this car done. But life gets in the way. We might even be distracted another time because we got another situation that he wants to get involved in. So we'll talk about that later. We're gonna try getting these parts that were primered like 3 months ago put away.
Part of that lost footage was moving the rest of the wiring harness under the dash. I'm gonna kind of miss that because I wanted that as a guide to put this back together.
Oh.
But I think I can figure it out.
This car is laying around and it's not gonna be used because he got a whole different car. And then he's been interested talking with other people about these races they have right down the road. I mean, he could just drive it down the road a couple blocks and they have races. And it's only a 350 foot. He thinks it'll be kind of fun. So we got a set of slicks for it. We're gonna gut it as light as possible. And how many events are there? Like 5?
Yeah, I think there's 5 over the course of the year.
So it'll be fun just to take it and blast it down the little strip they got there and see how it competes. A lot of these guys have big engines, a lot of tire.
It's a 30-inch tire. So we'll try these. We tear them up, probably replace the tires themselves. If we do this, we're gonna put some gear to the car too to make this thing roll down this track. You got this big 12.5-inch wide tire in here. It's on a either 7.5 or 8-inch rim. You can see the beads all screwed in there, front and back. I think that's a centerline rim. So really that car is kind of almost set up for this. So we'll put some DOT fronts on it and we can drive it to the event. That tire I was just showing you, not this one, there's a bias ply wrinkle wall. And
You're gonna get some skinnies up front.
yeah, and those will be bias ply too. I've never driven a car with 4 bias ply tires on it.
A lot of nooks and crannies here, and I wire wheeled all the way across here and dug out all the seam sealer. It was 3 hours listening, wearing a stupid mask. I hate wearing masks.
Carl, we had some rust coming through here on this leading edge, and we redid all this metalwork and all. Well, it happened over here also, and then once we took off the filler with the wire wheel, the pits were evident that it was coming out of.
We sanded it all down. There were pits there, and I thought once you sand them out, and we took a pick and picked at them, they're going to be covered with Bondo and paint, and they're sealed up. No. I mean, even with the primer on there, it started to rust from the inside. So, and as we sanded it off again and then started picking, you could see weak metal, and he welded it all up to where it's solid. So it would be really tragic if you go through this whole paint job and all of a sudden start getting bubbling coming out. So
I spent quite a bit of time on it. I think I got it all this time.
a lot of guys will re-lead stuff. I never got good at doing lead, and I don't want to breathe it in. Like I said, from now on, I'm going from one edge all the way to the other because that blend is down here. We're gonna have to do a blend, and it always screws me up. You know, blending in here.
So our front rim came in here. I weighed it, it's 12 pounds. It's a 4-inch wide rim. We'll see how much weight we can drop off this setup here.
That ain't all that light. It's strong. It's thick. Billet. Is this billet aluminum?
It's cast aluminum.
Oh. So he bought a different rim. It's a skinny wheel. We're gonna have 90-10 shocks on it. Get this thing to weight transfer, strip it down as light as we can, and it doesn't matter if we win or not, but I mean, if you ever watch the video of this event at the Milwaukee Mile, there's guys that have big engines. It'll be something to do on a Tuesday night. We're gonna have everything blacked out, so this works out great.
Yeah, we're just gonna epoxy primer this whole car flat black, and
hopefully we can get a sponsor from the bar down the road. And we'll put these stickers on, or magnets on there of the bar, and he'll pay for the fuel and stuff while we do it. And get the whole guys, you know, all the guys that hang out at the bar to come and watch.
I'm gonna run a DOT legal tire in this, so we'll be able to drive this to the track and back. So it's gonna end up being like a 7-inch wide tire instead of like a 4-inch.
Weren't you talking about changing gears too?
That's gonna be the only advantage we have, is we don't care about this car, so we can specifically tailor it for this track that's 350 feet long. So we're gonna put a super short gear in it and then try to get traction with weight transfer.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It's got 40 grit on there. You see how fast it knocks it down.
Usually when you rough something out, it looks really cool that things are changing. I mean, it went from rust holes to weld metal, then grinding the metal that you welded up level, and then you put Bondo on it, and then when you level that Bondo out the first time, it's like, wow, that looks a lot better. But this is just roughing it out, and now each time, I mean, it is wavier than heck. Each time that it gets more flat, closer to being done, it's easier to spread the Bondo, and you go, instead of 40, you end up going to like 80 to 120 and 180, 240, and then you're done, and it looks more like there was never any Bondo ever put on. It's all, you want to make it look like it's all one perfectly stamped piece of sheet metal, but it's never like that.